Do you all feel like when you go to the grocery store and you flip it over and you read the labels, you're starting to believe that maybe you need a chemistry degree just to digest and understand what these labels say? Well, guess what? It's not your fault. 80% of people with autoimmune diseases are women. Autoimmune diseases are affecting 8% of the overall population. Autoimmune is on the rise. It is the third most common chronic illness in the country. It is chronic conditions that occur when the body's immune system attacks its own tissues. There's 140 autoimmune diseases. You're listening to Wake Up and Read the Labels, your guide to eating simple and feeling good. If you want to eat clean and feel your best, guess what? You're in the right place. Each week, we talk about ingredients that may be holding you back from feeling your best. We also talk to some brands that are going against the grain and actually using real ingredients we can recognize. Plus, we're sharing stories with people who are just like you, who actually woke up and read the labels. Welcome to Wake Up and Read the Labels podcast. My name's Jen Smiley, and I'm so excited to dive into some labels that say non-GMO at the grocery store. Do you all feel like when you go to the grocery store and you flip it over and you read the labels, you're starting to believe that maybe you need a chemistry degree just to digest and understand what these labels say? Well, guess what? It's not your fault. Okay. The food industry has created consumer confusion, and I am here to help you wake up and read the labels. Today, we're going to talk about 7 GMO foods you must avoid. What I mean is there's actually only 7 crops that have a GMO crop. Do you all know what those are? You're like, wait a second, Jen, when I go buy my salt, I buy non-GMO salt. Yes, you do. You know why? When you see non-GMO salt, you think it's healthier than the other salts. You also will pay more money getting the non-GMO because it looks healthier. Okay, that's a marketing tactic by the actual food industry. Clean eating is confusing. Let's make it simple. I got you covered with my new Read the Labels app. Just head to the App Store, search for Read the Labels app, and start scanning your groceries to see if they're clean or not clean. Here are the 7 GMO foods you must avoid. Corn, soybean, canola, sugar beet, alfalfa, cotton, potatoes. We've got a few more. Papaya, pink pineapple, and summer squash, okay? Most of the GMO crops, which is a genetically modified organism, most of those grown today, they're developed in order to help farmers prevent crop loss, okay? The 3 most common traits that you're going to find in a GMO crop are they have resistance to insect damage, they can tolerate herbicides, and they're resistant to plant viruses. So you guys think about this. When a farmer is farming, okay, a lot of times they'll lose all their crops. Then what happens? They lose a lot of money, right? So they want to get these GMO crops and they want to spray pesticides on them in order for insects not to kill them. And also so plant viruses don't overtake them and so that they'll yield a lot so they can make money, okay? While that sounds great and all, it's not the way that farming should be. Unfortunately, America's sick, our food is toxic, and we don't even know how our food is grown today. Now, GMOs, or genetically modified organisms, are living things that has had their DNA changed to improve their appearance, their taste, or growth, okay? Common ones you're going to find are corn, soybean, canola, sugar beets, and cotton. You guys ever see beet sugar? That's in a lot of foods, okay? Beet sugar is high glycemic. It's a GMO crop, and it's promoting inflammation, weight gain, and a host of chronic diseases, okay? Now, with non-GMOs, the reason you want to avoid it is because it can lead to leaky gut, which then leads to a host of different chronic diseases, okay? Heightened food allergies. Do you wonder why now, today, kids have so many food allergies, yet 20, 30 years ago, like when I was younger, there were no food allergies. Maybe someone was allergic to peanuts, but like that's it. Now there's so many food sensitivities and food allergies, and it's due to having these GMO crops, amongst other things. Also, autoimmune disease. What is the percentage? Do you guys know the percentage of autoimmune diseases in, let's say, just in women? 80% of people with autoimmune diseases are women, okay? Autoimmune diseases are affecting 8% of the overall population. Autoimmune is on the rise. It is the third most common chronic illness in the country. It is chronic conditions that occur when the body's immune system attacks its own tissues. There's 140 autoimmune diseases, actually over. Okay. It has a lot to do with your food. When you're inflamed, your body is not in sync with what it should be. Are you wanting to eat better, but this clean eating thing's just a bit overwhelming? Maybe you just don't know what to cook, or you don't know how to find the clean product swaps at the grocery store. Well, I want to make this simple for you. You can get clean swaps and an anti-inflammatory recipe delivered to your inbox every Saturday by going to thelabelletter.com. 4.6% of the U.S. population were diagnosed with at least one autoimmune disease in the past 10 years. Okay, some are diagnosed with more than one. You listening, you probably likely have one, or you don't even know it's dormant. The other thing is GMO crops can lead to inflammatory health issues. Now, how do you avoid a GMO crop, Jen? Great question. If you can buy organic, okay, that's going to ensure it doesn't have GMOs. You got to choose whole foods that you can prepare yourself instead of the processed or prepackaged foods. That would also help. You also got to look for non-GMO or GMO-free labels. Now, literally everything says non-GMO. For example, salt. Your salt probably says non-GMO, but guess what? There is no GMO salt. Let me say that again. Your salt will say non-GMO, but there's literally no GMO salt, okay? There isn't. Why did they do that? They do that so that it looks healthier next to the other salts. They do that because they want you to pay a little bit more money that it says non-GMO. You want to know some other foods that say non-GMO? You're like, yeah, okay, Dave's Killer Bread. Dave's Killer Bread says non-GMO, and it's made with wheat flour, okay? Dave's Killer Bread's going to make you bloated. Dave's Killer Bread's going to lead to leaky gut syndrome due to its ingredients. It's got phytic acid. It says nuts and seeds, but really in grains, it's really just wheat flour. But guess what, you guys? There is no GMO wheat flour. This is a marketing tactic. Tropicana orange juice. There is no GMO orange. This is a marketing tactic. Quaker Oats says non-GMO. There is no GMO oat. Oh, this gets my blood boiling. Okay. Stonyfield organic probiotic yogurt. It says non-GMO. There is no GMO yogurt. There is no GMO milk. Does that make sense? Also, if you're doing Stonyfield organic probiotic, guess what? You're eating synthetic vitamins that your body likely can't even metabolize, which leads to inflammation. And also it has natural flavors. And plus this yogurt is dead yogurt. Literally, the probiotics probably were living at one time, but how they process it, it's low quality, okay? You are what your cows eat. I guarantee Stonyfield is not high quality cows. They're probably don't get any sunshine, don't get any exercise, and don't get a good diet, okay? You are what your cow eats. Kashi cereal. This says non-GMO, okay? But guess what? It's got soy flakes. Soy, give me a break. Give up your soy and just see how you feel, okay? It's got brown rice syrup, spikes your blood sugar. It's got whole grain oats. Probably got pesticides. Oats have omega-6s, by the way, okay? Oats have phytic acid. Oats are inflammatory, and it has canola oil. It has cane sugar. It has more brown rice, but it says non-GMO, so people assume it's healthy, and it knows that. Now, also what I want to bring up is that the U.S. government subsidizes grains, seed oils, cotton sugar, and dairy products. What does that mean? If you think about it, most things on the shelf have grains, seed oils, cottonseed oil. It has sugar and it has dairy products, okay? It means the government pays farmers to produce these things. The goal is to support the farmers' income, so they use it more, you guys. The companies use it more. It's cheaper. It manages the supply of these goods and it keeps prices low, okay? Now, with that being said, make sure that if you're going to buy anything that has corn, it's got to be non-GMO. If it has soybean or soy, it's got to be non-GMO. Like 98% of crops here in America that are from soy is a GMO crop. Okay. If you're looking at canola, it's got to be non-GMO. If you're looking at beets, beet sugar, it's got to be non-GMO. If you're looking at potatoes, you're looking at squash, you're looking at papaya, it's got to be non-GMO. But if it's things like potatoes and it's like wheat, which by the way, you shouldn't eat, dairy, right? Oranges. Don't worry if it doesn't say non-GMO, but try to get organic if you can. Yes. To avoid using the pesticides. Okay. Yes. This is something the food industry doesn't want you to know. They put these stickers that say fat-free, sugar-free, immune support, heart health, made with real honey, 100% natural, milk from cows not treated with RBST, non-GMO, excellent sources of vitamins and minerals, fat-free. Okay, let me tell you something. Why don't they put these little sayings of gonna be healthy for you? Why don't they put that on our produce? Like, why the heck doesn't our bananas or doesn't our avocados or doesn't our onions and sweet potatoes and garlic and squash and artichokes, why doesn't that stuff say fat-free? Why doesn't that stuff say American Heart Association? Why doesn't that stuff say may help lower your cholesterol like the freaking Cheerios says? How about Quaker Oats? It's like, oh, it's really good for your cholesterol. Bah. No, it's not. It's not. What you need to be doing is you need to be shopping the perimeter, okay? Real stuff, talking getting grass-fed meat. That's going to ensure that you're not going to get GMO feed from that animal, okay? Making sure you're getting wild-caught fish. Make sure you're getting organic vegetables and fruits. But guess what? If you want pizza, pasta, ice cream, you want some biscuits, you want some breakfast sausage, you want to make tacos, you want to make, your favorite sliders, well, guess what? That is where Wake Up and Read the Labels comes in. We help you find the foods made from real ingredients your body can recognize and digest. Head to the App Store and search for Read the Labels app. There you can scan every item and see if it's clean or not clean. And if there is a sneaky ingredient that is promoting inflammation, the app will show you that. It'll turn red. You can click it and see, whoa, why is that ingredient inflammatory? It helps you become an amazing label reader. And then if you want anti-inflammatory recipes, just head to thelabelletter.com. Thanks for listening to this episode of Wake Up and Read the Labels. If you like this episode, guess what? We want you to share it. We'd love that. Share it with a friend and leave us a review. You can subscribe in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or really wherever you're listening to your podcast. For more information, visit us at wakeupandreadthelabels.com.